Hello guys, it's Sharif. In this video we will talk about how to mount a standard partition. In the previous video we add a new disk which is SDB and we created 6 partitions. So now we will talk about how to mount a standard partition. There are 3 ways to mount a standard partition. You can mount a standard partition with the absolute path of the disk, the label of the disk, or the UUID. So first, let's start with the absolute path of the partition. So to mount it, first of all, we have to create a file system. To create a file system, we have the command make fs.ext4. ext4 means extension 4 file system is the default file system of Red Hat 6. So you specify the absolute path of the partition SDB1. So I just created the file system on the first partition. So next step is to create the mount point. Let's go ahead and create a directory. Make the part1. And to mount it, we run the command mount-t. The T means the type of the file system you want to mount, ext4, and you specify the disk, the partition you want to mount, and the mount point. So I just mount the SDB1 partition on part1 directory. So to verify it, we run the command df-h. So this is our partition we just mount, but it's not permanent. If I reboot the system, this mount will disappear. So let's verify it. Let me just reboot my system. So my system just rebooted, and let me connect. Okay, so let's run the df-h command again. So as you can see, our mount partition is gone. The SDB2 is gone. So to make it permanent, we have to put it in a file that's called fstab, which is located in /etc. So let's run vim etc fstab. We go to the last line and add the new line. So first, I have to put the absolute path of the disk, SDB1. The second one is the mount point, the directory. The third one is we have to specify the file system type. The fourth one is default, it's the permissions. So here I have to put 1. 1 means you allow the system to back up all the data on that disk. And 2, the 2 means you are telling the system to check this disk after the system check the slash root here. So you save the file and you mount it. So now you have to mount it. You can run mount-a. This command will mount everything that is inside the fstab file. Mount-a. So to confirm it, df-h. So this is our partition we just mounted. So sdb1 is mounted on part1 directory. So the second method to mount a standard partition is to mount it with a label. So to create a label on the disk, you run the command e2 label /dev sdb2, and now I can give the label. Let's say the label is backup. Oh, sorry, we have to create the file system first. So make fs-est4 /dev sdb2. Okay, now we can create a label. Okay, so to verify it, the e2 label on the disk, so it's backup. So now we have to create the mount point. Make the /part2. Okay, now we can mount it. So to mount it, we open the file fstab, go to last line and add a new line, and here we put label in capital letter. On the label we give to the disk. The mount point is part2. The file system type est4. The permissions, and here we just put 1 and 2. Default. Default, and we put 1 and 2. Okay, so we save it. So we run mount-a command to mount it, and df-h to verify it. So this is our partition /dev sdb2, which is mounted in /part2. So the third method is to mount a standard partition with the UUID. So first we have to create the file system. Make fs-est4 /dev sdb3. So I have to create the mount point. So to see the UUID of the disk, we run the command block id, and we specify the disk sdb3. So this is the UUID. So we can copy the UUID and paste it to fstab, or I can redirect. Don't forget the double redirect, etc fstab. So let's open fstab file. So this is our entry. So we just remove this one too. And like the label, the UUID should be in capital letter. So the second one, we specify the mount point. Third one, the file system type, default, and 1 and 2. We save it. We mount-a to mount it, and to verify df-h. So our partition is mounted. So those are the 3 ways you can mount standard partition, we can mount a disk. So the file /etc fs tab is very important. You have to remember that file. So if you want to make a mount permanent, you need to edit this file and put the entry inside this file. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye.